What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Dark Outpost, and it has been a pretty crazy overnight with the whole Reylo thing. Again, John Boyega absolutely destroying Reylos with a video that he put out on his Instagram. And ironically, a couple hours before this, we had this article come out, Why Reylos Are a Bright Spot in the Star Wars Fandom, from Lindsay Romaine, who has been in the news a lot over the past couple years as far as her reactions and some of the tweets she's posted about Reylo and about shipping and things like that. If you remember, and I'll go over to Disney Star Wars' Dumb Ichibaka, which is where I actually collected a decent amount of his information since he has so much of it archived. So if you're not following Ichibaka, I highly recommend you do. But here, Lindsay Romaine is the one who put this tweet out there last year. Inspired by my haters, I'm rewatching TLJ from the beginning with only horniness in mind. And that blew up. Had Ryan Johnson responding to her in comments and everything like that. So she gained a lot of notoriety after doing that. But, she writes this article, whoops, I'm all the way down at the bottom, where she mentions the Fandom Menace because she doesn't want Reylos are way better than the Fandom Menace. The Fandom Menace is a hate group, don't you know? Despite the fact that Reylos are the ones who there are dozens and dozens and dozens of instances of them threatening J.J. Abrams with death for what he did in The Rise of Skywalker. Reylos, the ones who were harassing Adam Driver's wife because Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley aren't together in real life. But, the Phantom Menace is a hate group. Reylos are awesome. And so, before, this article came out before John Boyega's response, which I don't think it had anything to do with it. It was obviously in the works for a while. But I do, real quick, I kind of have to play this for you guys because this is freaking epic. I covered it on Geeks and Gamers. If you want to see more reaction to it, you can there, but I want to play the video again. It's not very long, but it is worth it. And it's basically just John Boyega with all the tweets and all the people saying he should be canceled, that we hate you, that I can't believe you did this, I can't believe I looked up to you, people calling him out for, oh, you're not living up to being a black man, I can't believe I looked up to you as a hero in the black community. All these people, he's just saying, I don't give a F. Here it is.
Nope. I got that out of my system.
There you go. So he posted that on his Instagram. I'm playing it through Twitter just because the video player is a little easier to use on your computer. But so that took off. Again, check out my video on Geeks and Gamers if you want to get a full breakdown of people's reaction to that. However, I do want to take a second to read this article where Lindsay Romaine is coming from, and then how Disney Star Wars fans, other Disney Star Wars fans, are calling her out for some of the things she's said in the past and for kind of how she's acted towards John Boyega. But let's get into it here. I really want to talk about the beginning and the end of this article. The middle is just talking about how Reylo came to be. Why is romantic love such a controversial thing in fandom? It's something I ask myself a lot as a person who writes about shipping and who desires the kind of love that stories tell me might exist. I've spent most of my life in fandom spaces, participating in conversations or observing and examining them, and have witnessed firsthand how objectionable fictional romance can be, especially in fandoms that appeal to and target men. Oh yeah, those romances are objectionable. Yeah, who wants Leia and Han? No one wants Princess Leia and Han Solo, come on. Why is this the case, and why is romance a thing we use to punish women looking for escapism in genre stories? It's hard to say, but it remains an endemic and undeniable strain. Shipping, which is fandom code for wanting two characters to be together, is often snickered at, or seen as some frivolous element of appreciation. It can lead to shaming that feels personal and accusatory, as if your interest in fictional relationship is a roadmap to your own intentions and experience. This attitude toward shippers is especially present in the Star Wars fandom, where the relationship between Kylo Ren and Rey is steeped in the seemingly never-ending controversy. There are fervent supporters of the romance between these characters, and plentiful contingent of opposers, and those who don't really care one way or the other but still seem fit to criticize. Why has Reylo ship created such a stir? Let's dig into the subset of Star Wars fandom, where it started, all that stuff. We know why it caused such a stir. It is an abusive relationship. And she talks about it here, how she sees it as being a female and being able to see the best in someone and loving them despite all of their flaws. Listen, as John Boyega clearly pointed out, and as the vast majority of people see it, it is an abusive relationship. Rey's literally tortured. She's mentally and physically manipulated in certain ways. It's disgusting. If you want to have that Reylo ship in your head, if that's what you like, that is fine. The problem comes when you start trying to force that down everyone's throat, including the wife of Adam Driver, when you start because you don't like the way... Listen, I can totally relate about not liking the way a movie ended up. That doesn't mean you send death threats to J.J. Abrams or to Rian Johnson or whoever's movie you don't like. Death threats? Are you kidding? About a fictional romantic relationship? That is why people have a problem with it. And so we'll go down to the end. Like I said, she talks about how it starts, and it talks about how Reylo got her invested. It made her a Star Wars fan. And that is who Disney Lucasfilm has been catering to, this Twilight community. That may be the best way to say it. People who are fans of the Twilight book series. That is the people they're catering to. And when you look at the box office, you see they have diminishing returns for Star Wars because of this group, this fandom that they have tried to cater it to. You see empty shelves with no merchandise because of who they've tried to cater this to. It all comes together. And hopefully someone at Lucasfilm and Disney is finally realizing that. But down to the end, Reylos don't deserve hate. That knee-jerk self-defense has drawn a lot of ire to the Reylo community in the aftermath of the rise of Skywalker. To many, the ending feels hopeless and feeds this stereotypical notion that for a woman to be strong, she must be single, as if romantic love weakens us. There are many other ways to read the ending, and many fans found power in it. That's the beauty of the film. It's entirely subjective. Well, when J.J. Abrams makes a movie, he usually leaves a lot up to interpretation. I think we all know that. But in their profession of disappointment, the Reylos once again became a punching bag for the fandom at large. A recent BuzzFeed article compared the way Reylos reacted to the way the Fandom Menace, a trolling, abusive, anti-Disney hate group, reacted to The Last Jedi. And then she complains that the source they used for that story was Data Racer. Because look, Data Racer, a prominent Fandom Menace member, also, again, follow Data Racer if you're not, all of these screenshots of Reylos threatening death to J.J. Abrams. That is why she's upset about that article. How dare you compare us to the Fandom Menace? I can't believe that he is the one that showed you that all the Reylos are out here making literal death threats. It's impossible to parse all this out and really say who's right or wrong or what's right and wrong, even in fandom spaces. Well, it's wrong to tell a director of a movie that you want to kill him. I can say that. I'll make that leap. I'll go out there on that limb and say that that is wrong. From my vantage point, the Reylo community is one of the more forgiving and accepting out there. It's comprised of not only women, but plenty of men and non-binary Star Wars fans. Yes, there was a lot of people in the comments on her Twitter who said, "Oh, my wife loves Reylo and I fully support it." So yeah, there are some men out there as well, yes, from different races and orientations and experiences. And that's true of any shipping community. In fandom as large as Star Wars, there should be room for all of us to express joy or grief or surprise or disinterest in our cultivated spaces. It's how we all choose to cross-pollinate that could use some work. Listen, there is room for everybody. If you're into that, if you're really into Star Wars because of this whole Rey thing, this Reylo thing, that's fine. The problem comes when the behavior slips over, like we have seen in what's going on with the Reylo community. And it's fun that John Boyega is just hammering them at every opportunity and calling them out for what they're doing. All of those tweets out there were replies to him. And even other Disney Star Wars fans are calling out this person right here. Again, Ichibaka. Star Wars author Trisha Barr calls Reylos racist. Because again, these Disney Star Wars fans are eating themselves over this. The Last Jedi fans versus the Rise of Skywalker fans. It's hilarious to see. And then I got the tweets right here. people are still claiming they have never seen Reylos be racist. Here is Lindsay Romaine saying that is what she participated in toward John Boyega. And she pulls up this apology that Lindsay Romaine had to write because she couldn't look past her whiteness. She was using people of color as a shield. These are Lindsay Romaine's words when she participated in so-called racist attacks against John Boyega. So you have her calling her out because of the article that she posted about Reylos. And you can see it here. You can see it right here. I'll just read a little bit of her, Lindsay Romaine's apologies. It hurt and was tough, but it was also fair. I had carved out a niche interest in Star Wars sequel trilogy and never really looked outside of it. Of course you had. These are the Star Wars fans that Disney wants. I wasn't aware of the very valid criticism many fans of color and fans of Finn have about the films. There's deep-seated anti-blackness in the community, and I had participated in it in more ways than one, by calling out Mr. Boyega, by not challenging his co-stars in the same way, and by defensively assuming all Last Jedi detractors were just trolls and racist. I'm not going to lie or deflect. The backlash hurt a lot. So she had to do this thing where she deleted a bunch of her tweets, calling out John Boyega for not defending Kelly Marie Tran, and all this nonsense. It should be noted that Trisha Barr is no fan of the fandom menace herself. She is rabidly anti-fandom menace, definitely. She is a Disney Star Wars fan. Also, maybe that she may be paying attention to what's going on, because I also saw this tweet from her. Raise your hand if you've seen people in fandom use charitable acts to distract from their bad behavior. It's interesting that this got posted last night. You know, this is about 2.5 hours into Gary from Nerdrotic's stream on Friday Night Tights, where Drunk 3PO was on there, and, you know, Exaggeration Nation, part of the Geeks and Gamers team, is running a GoFundMe to help raise money for children in El Salvador. They were pimping that GoFundMe out. A link to that will be in the description of my video as well. And we also have, I announced yesterday that we have a big charity stream that we're going to be doing on Geeks and Gamers Saturday, which is when this video will go live. We're going to be raising money for the Australia fires. So it's interesting. I wonder if she's paying attention to that at all. Is that some low-key shade she's throwing? I don't know. I can't guarantee, but it's just interesting that she said that, you know, in the middle of Gary's stream, while Geeks and Gamers has been promoting El Salvador, while Geeks and Gamers is about to do an Australia live stream. Very, very interesting. But I just thought all this was funny. The Reylo stuff is just blowing up. John Boyega is destroying them. Disney Star Wars fans eating each other. I'm just sitting back here and laughing and continuing to enjoy the Star Wars Expanded Universe. Looking forward to my Expanded Universe book club that we're doing tonight, Darth Bane, A Path of Destruction. But let me know what you guys think about this. Are you sitting back here and laughing just like me at these Disney Star Wars fans just imploding, at what John Boyega is doing, at the Reylo outrage? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video out there, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.